All right. So a police officer was found guilty of unlawful wounding and has been sentenced to 2 years imprisonment on Thursday. That is District Constable Dean Hyman. He was charged on the 23rd of August 2017 with the shooting injury of an 18-year-old female student on December 8th, 2016. So yeah, he's been sentenced to 2 years, and I think Debbie and I were discussing it. Just 2 years kind of seem short.
It does.
Because if it sounds intentional.
It does. Exactly. I mean, especially if it's not an accident. It's not like say you were and it by accident the bullet fly out.
But what would have motivated, and I think I still need to understand the full detail, what would have motivated a police officer to pull his gun on an 18-year-old?
Yeah.
To shoot her, So, but his attorneys, they have made their intention clear that they will appeal the ruling. So, yeah, I guess.
His attorneys will appeal the ruling?
Yeah.
For a shorter time? Okay.
For a year.
Well, the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sports says it has been informed of a COVID-19 cluster at its headquarters in New Kingston. So, at least they don't know what's happening, and they could have, have some kind of handle over it. It sounds good. It never looks good to hear that there's a COVID-19 outbreak anywhere at all. But it's good to catch it early and have a handle on it. So.
You ever play video games when you're younger?
Some.
All right. So you want a video game reach a stage and you can't pass it. So you have to start over from the top. That's where we are. We're back at the top.
Yeah.
We're right back at the top. We're right back where we started from, because the cluster, remember, I think it was last year at Alarica, it's not changing because people now follow, because when you go to some places, they not follow the guidelines.
You see, and this is my thought as well. This is my personal thought, okay? Personal, mine only, not RGR, this is my thoughts. I'm thinking, because COVID don't stop beyond a certain hour. You know what I mean? Like it's transmissible still, and you don't know until you know, really, with the manifestation of symptoms, or you do a test. And for persons who don't have a manifestation of the symptoms, they could actually be walking around with it, not knowing that they do have it. So in my mind, yes, the personal responsibility is very important, but people within the hours that they can move around may very well not be abiding by those personal responsibilities still, which they are not. So I think you should add some kind of sanction for persons who are caught without wearing masks in public places.
Yeah, public and even the government-owned places.
Yeah, like add a sanction. Give me a ticket. If you see me without my mask, give me a ticket. Write something and say, here.
It's kind of tough for the general public to look at it and say, oh, a government entity has a cluster, because they're supposed to be the ones following all the protocols, all the guidelines. But I still think we're some ways off with the whole work from home thing, because the only way a cluster can happen is if there are people
within
work,
that cluster. Yeah.
Right? So we need to work on that work from home thing.
Yeah, but you see, the thing is that it's not all work can happen from home.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
That's the thing about it.
I think other places haven't even gotten I don't think they've taken the time to, kind of go through and dissect, all right, this set of people can work from home. These people have to come in, so you can spread people out across the organization.
Yeah.
So that's a struggle.
Yeah.
Speaking of COVID-19, Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Christopher Tufton, says some 662 people are currently being trained in preparation for the country's COVID-19 vaccination effort. Minister made this disclosure during a brief press conference earlier this week. So they're anticipating the vaccine being in Jamaica, and to help the fight against COVID-19. So I think that, again, presents job opportunities for those who've lost their jobs, for those who are trying to find their footing in this COVID-19 period. And I hope actual work will be done, that these people understand the importance of their jobs.
Yeah. Well, guys, on Thursday, the House impeachment managers wrapped up their case for the conviction of Donald Trump in inciting the U.S. Capitol riot on January 6th, centering their argument on the connection the former president's words in advance of the riot and the actions taken by his supporters on that day. So they're trying to show whether or not they were connected, of him actually almost indirectly or directly giving a command. So,
I think if anybody looks at that and says his words weren't motivation enough, I think they're foolish. Because if he hadn't said what he said, people wouldn't find motivation to
But
to
did
riot.
he say?
Of course, you know what? Okay, you don't have to say the words because some people fool, you know.
Oh, but we know.
Them
We know
fool.
this.
And it's fool people follow the words of a leader who is foolish himself. Because that is what happened. The man just said something and they took it because of the things he said previously. That's how I look at it. They have him rallies here, his rallies there, and he said these things over and over and over. So it doesn't matter what he said on that day, you know. Think about what he said all those times before.
Well, the law will take its course.
I mean, sometimes I trust the law to take its course, you know, because foolish is that man. Anyways, that's it for our trending topics this morning.